Alright, what's up YouTube? Hefe coming to you, Captain Awesome's Fish Room. This is going to be the second video today, guys. It's going to be a semi-quick video. It is Friday, so that means it is Q&A Friday. My girl, AKALEGS, was asking me about electrical devices in the fish room. You know, do lights ever fall in? People get shocked by something, you know, I guess blowing and stuff like that. Well, I'm going to give you some helpful hints of how to stay safe around all this electrical equipment, okay? When you're installing lights or a filter or, you know, anything else, or a pump, a wave maker, anything electrical inside water, guys, it has a cord going from that unit to a wall outlet. Now, before it gets to that wall outlet, you want what's called a drip loop. Basically, what that is, it's a U shape with the cord. So you have a lot of access cord to where it just, you know, use like that. So if any water comes down that power cord, it's going to go down, guys. And we all know that water cannot travel up unless it's propelled up. So when it goes down to the bottom, it's not going to be at risk to cause an electrical fire or anything like that. Now let's talk about heaters here for a second. Let's get closer to the shrimp tank so I can show y'all these awesome bumblebees I showed you in the last video. Let you look at them a little bit closer. Heaters, guys. Now, some heaters, you won't know they're broken until you reach your hand in the tank. Now, is it enough to kill you? You know, it could be. It depends on how big the heater is, but I've been shocked by a 300 watt heater before, and I can tell you that it definitely lets you know it's there, and unless you have a heart condition, it's not going to kill you. It might hurt a little bit, guys, but you know, the best way to avoid that kind of thing is to do regular maintenance on your heaters, okay? Whenever you're doing maintenance on your filter, go ahead and take out your heater and do maintenance on it as well. You know, just check for cracks. You know, if you have one of those fluval heaters that are encased in plastic, you know, you want to pop that bottom plastic piece off and check for cracks. You want to check for frayed wires and stuff like that. Because, you know, of course, you know, if it's a big electrical surge, what's going to happen is it's going to pop your breaker. But it has to be pretty big to pop a breaker, guys. And I'm sorry to say that it's a little bit too big to pop a breaker and not hurt you at the same time if you were close enough to be shocked by it. Now, if you're planning a fish room, I suggest that you get those GFCI plugs. That way, as soon as there's any kind of you know, electrical current running through water, that outlet is automatically going to trip and it will not shock you. So that's a very good thing to go ahead and get installed inside your fish room. You know, you can do it yourself. You know, just go to the hardware store, pick up the GFCI plugs. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, feel free to correct me. But you know, you can pick those up, install them yourself. It's not too difficult. You just read a little, read the directions on it, and you should be fine. Now, what I like to do, because I don't want to go around changing every single plug in my fish room, is I like to use what I call daisy chains. A lot of people call these power cords or power strips. I call them daisy chains because you can daisy chain a lot of things to them. You know, and you know, that can be dangerous in a way, guys, but most of your newer power strips or daisy chains come with a surge protector, which if there's a surge, it will trip that unit. And it'll turn off that whole power bar to where there's no electricity going to it, and you barely even feel a little jolt. Now, we've all been cleaning our tanks. I'm going to go back up to Big Rig's tank to do this example because it's more plausible to happen up here. You see how these lights, you know, this tank is definitely big enough for these lights just to fall in. Now, let me tell you something about these lights. Let me turn on these lights and turn one of these off so I can show you something. Well, that doesn't have the example. It's an actual built-in ballast. But these lights right here, guys, let me turn this one off. It's time for them to go to bed anyway. These lights right here, they actually come with DVI starters. And what a DVI starter is this right here, guys. It's that little round thing that, you know, it goes in here and it stays in there, so whenever you, oh, see, I'm about to have one fall in the water. But, see, I'm not worried about it because when these lights fall in the water, your biggest worry is going to be that bulb being so hot it's going to shatter all over inside of your water. That's going to be your biggest worry, guys, because if your light falls inside the aquarium, the likelihood of it electrocuting you is slim to none. These aquarium lights, guys, you know, that's one of the dangerous parts about DIY lights, is they're not like this. But these aquarium lights, they're built to where if they get wet, they'll just short out. You know, they're not going to go in the water and create an electrical current. Trust me, I know this. I've dropped, actually it might still be over here. No, I got rid of it. Oh no, I didn't. I'm using it right here. But what I did is I changed out the ballast. You can see where I bent it up at the top there to get back up in there. There's a ballast in there. You can see the lights. These aquarium fixtures are made to where when they drop in water or get wet to a point where it can cause an electric shock, they short out. So generally, unless the light malfunctions, you're not going to get an electric shock. What you have to worry about is the warmth of the bulb hitting the coolness of the water and shattering and getting glass all inside of your tank. So that's what you have to worry about with those. And let's see, I mean that pretty much covers it. Most of your aquarium equipment, it's going to come with those types of fail-safes, guys. You know, lights. You don't really have to worry about filters because, of course, you'll have the drip loop, and you can throw that pump that powers the filter inside the water all day long, and it's not going to hurt it. And you're not going to get shocked. So the main concern here is, say, lights or air pumps, or, you know, just basically anything else that can fall off the top of your tank into the water. Anything that's made for an aquarium, guys, it's going to have a fail-safe in it to where it's either waterproof if you drop it in. You know, that doesn't mean reach in there and just grab it out, because, guys, anything can happen. What you want to do if something falls into the tank, even if it's a light with a fail-safe, even if it's one of these, you want to unplug the unit first and then take it out of the water. There have been people electrocuted. I'm going to say the main culprit of that is heaters. Because when that glass breaks that encases that heating coil, that electricity is coming down that heating coil into the water, and guys, water conducts electricity very, very well. So heaters will shock you, and unless you have one of those like really big industrial heaters, you know, it's gonna hurt a little bit, but, you know, as far as throwing you across the room with a hairdo like Frankenstein's wife, no, it's not going to do that. It'll definitely jolt you a little bit, but, you know, it might even hurt. But, you know, as far as, you know, really killing you, you know, it's kind of up in there. But like I said, anything can happen. So definitely do Maintenance on your heaters, guys. That's really important to stay safe. We'll go down here. Actually, let's just go back to the shrimp. I'm having a lot of fun with these bumblebees. Really digging them. Thanks again, Mr. Mom. Shout out to Mr. Mom again, guys. He's a real cool cat. But yeah, heaters. When you do your filter maintenance, you know, just pull out your heater. Check it for cracks. Check it for you know, frayed wires. Check for the connection of the wire to the actual unit itself. Just make sure everything's in good working order. Clean it off real good, because when stuff gets caked up on a heater, guys, that can cause it to break as well, because when that stuff heats up and then the water instantly cools it down, it can cause it to crack. Kind of like a frozen windshield, pouring hot water on it, it'll crack the whole windshield out. Same concept. But if you wanted to get rid of, you know, even the possibility of that happening, guys, all you have to do is get those new titanium heaters, or really tough plastic encased heaters. Other than that, you're going to be dealing with glass. So, you know, just make sure you do regular maintenance. And even on those other heaters, guys, do your regular maintenance. That way you're keeping up with your fish tank, making sure everything is in working order and functioning properly for your fish. So with that said, guys, you know, make sure y'all send me some questions for next Q&A Friday. I really enjoyed this one. Huge shout out to AKALEGS. That was a really great concern / question. You know, it's often overlooked doing maintenance on a heater, guys, but it is very important. Okay, you know, I mean, everything on a fish tank you want to do maintenance on. So when you do maintenance on your filter, you might as well check your lights, check your heater, you know, check your pumps, you know, just check everything and clean it up a little. That way it stays good for you. Alright, so with that said, guys, happy fish keeping and stay true to the hobby. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. This is what I'm doing, this is what I've done. Hope y'all enjoyed looking at the shrimp, and I'm out.